Clear. It's not really like topic, so I don't feel like I need to really lean on right now.
Alrighty.
Test, test.
Yep, gotcha.
Gotcha, loud and clear.
Alright. Alright. 2019, we are within. That's pretty good. What do you want? Okay.
All that will come on.
Okay. Come on. Is that it? I don't need to do. Alright. That's taken care of, even though I don't really need it, so we got.
Fired. October of 99 or of 2009.
Alright. This always screws me up. Alright, so we got this guy over here. Is this guy? No. Shouldn't that guy be like changing too, if they're slaved?
Not in this airplane.
Okay.
That has something to do with the G500.
Alright. Alright, that is working.
State Air Information, Quebec, 2253 Zulu weather, wind 110 at 9, visibility 10, sky clear. Temperature 25, dew point 13, altimeter 2998. Hazardous weather information currently available to flight service or high watch frequency. Visual approach in use, landing departing, runways 9 right and left. VFR departures provide ground with on-course heading in degrees. Notice to airmen, taxiway Gulf closed. Advise initial contact, you have information, Quebec. State Air Information, Quebec, 2253 Zulu weather, wind 110 at 9, visibility 10. Left turn out to the west, you said?
Alright, shit.
Okay, Monarch 1, proceed as requested, discussion departure for non-movement area at your own risk, Quebec current, altimeter 2998, wind check 11010.
Here you go, flight plan. And then push in on the cursor.
Just go straight there.
Yep, just put in Mansfield and then either Marysville or Madison.
Oh, Marysville. Alright, so 37 on.
And I'm just going to put OSU back in at the bottom, too.
That's fair enough. Alright, so the synthetic vision will come back on at some point, right? Because I'm still got the baby brown. And
do you remember how to turn it on?
No, in fact,
So, PDF soft key.
KMFD soft key.
Synthetic vision soft key. And then synthetic train. And
okay,
then it's going to populate in a second.
Okay, there's the 5 degrees. Alright.
I just backed out twice to get back to the home.
Okay. There we go, we got the green, altimeter set, Garmin set, artificial horizon. She's coming up. Alright, let's taxi. Let's hold on. I want to back out to the map. Alright. We'll turn the robe. Alright, ready to go?
Yep.
Hello.
You remember one of the former members, Adam Grover?
No, name is not familiar.
He had a Cirrus that was in the club for a while, and he just bought a Meridian, and it's in pre-buy right now. And he called me today to ask if let's go this way.
Oh, that's right.
Just tap that brake, yeah. He asked me if I could do a bunch of mentor flying with him. So I'll probably end up flying about 100 hours in that airplane this summer.
All I can say is, lucky dog you. There was I'm curious if he's the guy. There was a guy who gave an IMC club talk, and he went from like Cherokee to a Cirrus, and now he's flying a Mirage or Meridian or something. And my one friend, he was like, arrogant bastard, like.
Everyone for exchange group, have a good night.
I try and keep stuff on the like realistic level, but that's just insane when you jump up that quickly.
Oh, I know. My dad did a similar jump, but he was very strategic about it. Because he went from 150 to a Warrior to a Bonanza to a Mirage.
So do your parents fly a lot around, or like is it just like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean my dad flies that airplane, the Mirage, at least 200 hours a year.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
State ground, this is Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo at the east ramp. With information, Quebec, takeoff heading of 037. It's probably like 037, come on. 040, let's call it that. Ah, shit. That's why.
Yeah, you just called FBO.
They're probably laughing their ass off right now. State ground, this is Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo at the east ramp of information, Quebec. Takeoff heading of 037, please.
6 Kilo Bravo ground, 9 right, taxi Alpha, cross 5.
9 right via Alpha to cross 5.
And just in the future, make sure you say the tail number afterwards too. You don't need to say it now, but. Yeah, I'm happy we're not doing the long cross country tonight, though. On my last flight, I was starting to feel pretty tired.
Because that's the other thing is, I didn't want to like try and schedule a long because I feel like the long cross countries have just been kind of hanging out there in the sense that sometimes like since I'm not scheduling it late in the night, it's like, are you going to have enough hours left to go and do it?
You know, I usually do just because I mean, a busy day for me is flying 4 hours.
Okay.
Or logging 4 hours, like over 3 flights.
Right.
I think I've only ever timed out once. You know, next time the weather's good and we get a cancellation because of maintenance, let's just meet at Bolton and take the cold up for a flight.
Okay, that'll work.
You get a kick out of that airplane. It's pretty old. It's the best way to describe it. You don't have pedal brakes.
No brakes at all.
You just have a handbrake.
Okay. I mean, I flew the, when I got my tail wheel check out, and I flew those Pipers, or I flew the Aranca Champ, and that was surprisingly nice that there's not a whole bunch of going on. You can't really screw a whole bunch up, like,
Exactly.
it's just like...
The one you flew, did it have the heel brakes or the toe brakes? Did it have
heel. It had heel ones. Cause I remember trying to, like, it was just like a weird, you're like duck-footed,
yeah.
You know, when you try and do it.
Did I ever tell you about my when my dad bought the Aranca on his first flight? What happened?
No.
So him and my uncle, well, at the time, my aunt divorced him eventually, but they're out in Ada, Oklahoma, and my dad was living with them on the range. And him and my dad bought an Aranca Champ for $5,000. And then when they picked it up, there was a dead armadillo in the back. But the guy gives my dad an hour flight around the, or not even an hour flight. It just does one lap in the pattern. My dad lands, first time he has ever flown a tail wheel. And the guy goes, you did fine. So my dad leaves with the airplane. He flies to an airport to go get fuel. His first landing by himself in the airplane, he ground loops the airplane. And Lucky's ground loop because he doesn't hit a wing or anything. He just does a 360 on the runway. That's back going straight again, taxiing us into the ramp, and there's like a restaurant there, and everyone at the restaurant is just laughing.
Showing off, are you, son? No, I'm trying to stay alive.
So that was his first ground loop, and his only ground loop.
That's good. Alright, lights, bringing breeze. Parking brake, that's alternate air. Parking brake is this guy here, and I always have problems. Alright, we'll see if when I run her up. Fuel.
What tank are we on right now?
So we are on the right tank.
Alright, let's switch to the left.
Flight control. Watch yourself. Thumbs up.
Start 3, stay tower, runway 9 right, clear to land.
Alright.
Hey, you can just turn all 3 of those switches on together.
Ground mode.
Okay, good. Hey, push into the heading bug. This syncs with your current heading.
But shouldn't she...
Autopilot's not on right now. It was still in the boot up mode when you hit it.
Alright.
And then another test I'd like to do now is electric trim test. So make sure the trim's moving, and then I hit the autopilot disconnect, trim wheel stops.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. Mixture full rich. Prop high. Aux pump off. Throttle 1700. Actually, didn't screw up the parking brakes.
Great.
Alternator. Those. Green. Amps. Sketchy.
But charging.
We're plenty good there. EGTs were fine. Fuel flow positive. Yes. Quantity. They got this guy going. Oh my god, altimeter. Flaps. We didn't have the flaps down. Trim to take off, R3 up. That guy doesn't really do anything, just says alternator out.
Even though if the alternator is actually out, that light does not come on.
Right.
I know that for a fact because I've had an alternator failure.
Heading bug, runway heading. At 71. Valve flaps are open, otherwise we cook the engine. Analog looks good. Alright, looks like we're ready to go.
Perfect.
Cabin door.
Okay, when we're clear for takeoff.
Alright, so I feel like someone said don't taxi up to the line
Until you call.
or after I call. Even some people are like, no, don't do it until after you call. What's your preference?
I mean, when you call and you're ready for takeoff, and they come back, hold short of that line, that's when I taxi up and hold short of that line.
Okay. Alright, states up there.
You just don't want to taxi up and hold short of the line before you're like completely ready to go, just in case the jet's taxiing out and they have a window get out in like that 2 minutes with ATC, and then tower gets mad, so.
Full power 71. Climb out 96. 25, 107. See if we can do that.
Alright. And just remember, if you get behind the airplane, it's an airplane. Quiet.
That's a good, I like that. I'm going to release the parking brake.
Listen.
I was just looking at the lights. I was like, what are those other lights that aren't on? State Tower, this is Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo at 9 right, ready for takeoff.
Bonanza 6 Kilo Bravo Tower, runway 9 right, clear for takeoff on course. Traffic is a Skyhawk over the belt, full stop your runway.
Clear for takeoff, proceed on course, 326 Kilo Bravo.
So 3 traffic, Bonanza taking runway for departure.
And when you go turn on course, what you do is before you make the turn, direct enter to reactivate your course line.
Okay. Alright, I don't see that guy anyway. We're good to go. Oh, dilly-dally. Mix. There, I see him. Alright, wind is pretty much straight coming at us. Slow application. We are aligned with the runway. I got engines in the green arc. 61. 71, we're off.
Don't overpitch. You have that electric trim right by your left hand if you want some help.
Go on. Alright, 96.
Wait. Should we get rid of some of that drag below us?
Tap those brakes. Still in transition.
And you can start dialing it back now too. That's a little bit too far back, but just leave it at like 24 because once you bring the prop back, it's going to, manifolds are going to increase again.
Alright, so direct. Enter.
Okay, 035. So just turn to the magenta. And I'll level off at 2,000
03 via Charlie Alpha Taxi Park.
Until we're...
ground point 7.
Charlie Alpha to Park, monitor ground point 7. Have a good day, Scar 3.
Love you too.
And if you just keep that magenta diamond right on the point, then you'll stay right on your course.
That diamond on that point.
Yep.
I feel like I need to get...
Yep. Okay, you need to turn to the right. Because that diamond's just showing your ground track. Because like remember in the Skyhawk where we'd always try and have our desired track and our current track to be lined up as the same? That magenta diamond is displaying the current track.
Okay. 19 knots, huh?
And if you're only leveling off for like 1 or 2 minutes like this, as you get out of there, space is fine to stay at 25. But if you're going to be down here for like 10 minutes or even longer than 5 minutes, I would go back to 23.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No worries. We can start heading back up again. We're outside of it.
Alright, and I'll get back on course.
I was flying, last time I flew this airplane, it was such a low density altitude day. It was like negative 1,000 feet at OSU. And we had to pull the power back so we didn't yellow line and cruise. Yeah, the one other thing we could have done was set our altitude reference. So we can just head over at 35, that should be enough.
State Tower, helicopter 2359 Tango on the west ramp with Quebec for departure 150.
Helicopter 59 Tango, State Tower, taxi out to the approach end of runway 5 at taxiway Alpha, and hold short runway 5.
Alpha, hold short 559 Tango.
Alright, so let's see if I can multitask. How do I find airport information on Mansfield? Because I don't have that stuff.
You think we should put the autopilot on while we look through all that? So heading, oh no, You want to hit nav because we're flying via the nav right now. I hit the nav for you though, so it should readjust the nav course. Right now it's just correcting.
Oh, because we're off.
And then listen, altitude and vertical speed at the same time.
5 and hold position there on the approach end around.
And we got plus 500, which is what we want. So
Hold number's 5.
do I have to do anything else with that? It's just that. Okay. Okay.
That's just letting you know we're within 200 feet.
Alright, November 59 Tango
You can go back
from
to where you were
runway
doing.
5. You are cleared for takeoff, direct on course, wind check 100 at 4.
Clear on course from the numbers on 5, and can we get a
So push in on the cursor to
approach at
switch
your earliest
pages.
convenience?
For exchange is approved, your discretion on the go.
Frequency change first, 59 Tango.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and toss ground in the... And then let's take a break from this real quick and configure the airplane for cruise.
Health flaps. What else do I need?
Let's go 2323 for the power.
Oh, that's...
That's close enough.
Alright. Tower 119.8.
And then, we lean out the engine a little bit. So just here, I always like to switch this over to the hottest cylinder, so I have a big number displayed right there.
We're pretty much there, right? Because we want less than 1400?
Yep.
Okay.
The fuel flow just seems low. I mean it's fine right now because temps aren't too high, but I thought we burned closer to 16 or 17 gallons an hour. I'm not complaining.
I mean, you know this plane way better than I do. I'm still picking it up. Right.
So I want you to put the tower in COM 1 without dialing it in. Perfect.
Alright. Yeah, alright. ATIS 1.53, ground. We don't really need ground, but...
Well, we do because we have to do full stop landings in this airplane.
Well, we'll still be talking a tower, won't we?
Probably.
Fair enough, fair enough. Just double checking. Alright.
But it's nice to have ground in there in case Howard just goes, okay, contact ground, and then we don't have to dial it in.
Alright.
And I've been trying to get in the habit and have all my students get in the habit of after we level off, we run the cruise checklist.
Okay, that's just what I was going to do.
Perfect.
I was like, I know I'm probably missing stuff, so... Mixture, cruise power, east-side, mixture, lean above 3K, we leaned it out, she's pretty good temperature-wise. That's all looking good. Instrument health, green, green gallons per hour, yeah. We don't need to fuel them on. Trimmed out relatively well. Yeah, that's actually really shitty cruise checklist that I have.
Tango, exit right on Delta, contact ground 1 off.
Is it the one I made?
Power as required, trim set, cowl flaps closed, mixture as required. That's all this one has. That paper one. Cruise throttle. Prop mixture. Looking good there. Cowl flaps in. Instruments. Heading indicator to compass. We don't really need to reset that guy, do we?
Oh yeah, we don't just because
It's like all digital. Yeah, fuel, proper tank.
I always like to just resync my heading bug though with whatever heading I'm flying. Well, and by that I mean I just always push it in.
Gotcha, okay.
Just in case automation starts doing something I don't want, then I can immediately just go over and hit heading, and it'll continue flying the way it was.
Okay, no, I like that. Until we descend, we'll just leave the fuel tank where it's at, and I think that's...
I'm there even right now, so it doesn't really matter. So, have I showed you this VNAV function before?
You have, but please give me a refresher.
Okay, so VNAV. Alright, so say our target altitude is... I like to just put in... Over just VFR 1,000 feet. AGL. Mile before is probably fine. Make sure it's the right waypoint. And 500 feet a minute is a good profile. So right now it's saying if we started descent right now, we'd want to do 130 per minute, but we should just begin our descent in 6 minutes. Now, at the same time, if we wait till 6 minutes, then and we start descending, then we're gonna actually have to descend at 600 feet per minute because we're flying faster than the descent. So I like to, once this gives me 400 feet a minute, that's when I start the descent.
Start the descent, okay.
Have you ever seen what happens if you hold down the clear button?
No.
It goes back to the map page.
No. I don't know why, I was just like anal, I was like, just in case, I don't know why, I was like, I'm gonna write those down.
Write what down?
The frequencies.
Oh, okay. Great habit to have.
Let's actually go back in the flight plan. Here, we're gonna land on 5. Or less.
Let's see what the other runway is. We also have 1-4, which I think is longer.
Yeah, I mean...
9,000 versus 7,000, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean...
Let's eliminate this and see what they're using.
Visual approach runway 5 in use. Intersecting runway operations in effect. Hazardous weather information for Ohio available on Hiawatha flight service frequencies. Notice to airmen, taxiway Echo and taxiway Delta north of runway 523 are closed. Caution birds in the vicinity of the airport. Advise on initial contact if information Kilo. Mansfield Tower information Kilo 2152 Zulu. Wind 100 at 10. Visibility 10. Skies clear. Temperature 22. Dew point 13. Altimeter 3005. Visual approach runway 5 in use. Intersecting runway operations in effect. Hazardous weather information for Ohio available on Hiawatha flight service frequencies. Notice to airmen, taxiway Echo and taxiway Delta north of runway 523 are closed. Caution birds in the vicinity of the airport. Advise on initial contact if information Kilo. Mansfield Tower information Kilo 2152.
For whatever reason.
Wind 100 at 10.
I know, it's just...
Skies.
It sounded like they were saying Gainesville Tower, not Mansfield Tower. It's like, what?
And we can also throw 1218 into active now. So, want to see another little trick? Since we're basically lined up for straight in for runway 5, if we wanted like basically set up a nav course to do a complete straight in, we could switch over a heading so we could reprogram this. And then I go direct. I come down the cursor. 050. And now this isn't set up with the runway itself, but the center of the airport, so it's slightly off, but it's pretty accurate, pretty close.
So it'll get you close enough.
And then we could just like put the heading bug maybe
To give us an angle to...
a couple degrees over, and then arm the nav.
Okay, I like that. Alright, but then... Alright, we got plenty of time still.
Except this is going to put us 1,000 feet above, and since we're doing straight in instead of entering the pattern, we're probably going to start down about 2 minutes earlier than this. So I
feel like we should start going back down now.
I agree.
Or at least get my stuff set up because it's gonna... Alright, I'm gonna go through, so... Then... mixture... Really hadn't done anything. Fuel, fullest tank. Is there really a point? Fullest tank?
No.
Alright.
We'll switch it on the ground.
Power as required, so...
So let's go ahead and set our altitude we wanted to send down to. So we can just put in 2,200 for now. That's 1,000 above the field.
Tower Bonanza, 9er Mike Tango, short of 5 on Delta, ready for takeoff.
And then we can go over here. All right, let's bring the power back to 20 inches.
Bonanza, 19er Mike Tango, Mansfield Tower, wind 110 at 11, gust 16, runway 5 at Delta, clear for takeoff, proceed VFR on course.
And then we can hit altavert and give it like a 500 foot per minute rate of descent. And try not to break the button while doing it.
Alright. 20 inches. Not really slowing down yet. Do I want to put gear in yet? I mean, we're a while out, but I feel like getting ahead of the plane is...
I would wait on the gear unless we see our speeds going to go up above our 154, which are gear extension speed.
Okay.
I would also call tower now.
Mansfield Tower, this is Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo, about 10 to the southwest, inbound with Kilo, full stop.
November 326 Kilo Bravo, Mansfield Tower, ident.
Ident.
November 6 Kilo Bravo, ident observed 10 miles southwest of Mansfield Airport, make straight in for runway 5.
Straight in, runway 5, 326 Kilo Bravo.
So something else to just note, do you see how right now we put in negative 500 feet?
Yeah.
Oh, it's doing negative 5. It usually gives you about 100 feet lower than you actually put in.
The terminal ramp, or are you taxiing back to the FBO?
Just taxi back.
We got taxi back for...
Yeah.
326 Kilo Bravo just needs a taxi back and we'll be taking off again, so just, that's all. Alright.
Alright, and you see that heading disappeared. We're only on nav now, and the airplane's turning into correct for the nav course.
Okay, so I don't need to touch anything.
Nope.
Alright, getting close to 2200.
Alright, so do you see how the speed is just right around gear? So I would just go ahead and put the gear down now.
Alright.
I mean, if you're in the airport environment anyway, especially coming in on a long straight like this, it does not hurt whatsoever to do it early.
Yeah. What is it, the nav light? There it is. Okay.
Yeah, the 3 green though?
Yeah,
Perfect.
3 green. Alright, gas undercarriage mixture, nothing with the prop. So, we're coming in, looking pretty. 20 inches, we're doing 120.
And let's just say, right in this configuration, you can add your first onto flaps right now too if you want, just to slow it down a little bit.
1, 2, 3. There they are.
November 9er Mike Tango, excellent call, south to the northeast, change of advice frequency approved, have a good day.
Alright.
Change approved, 19er.
And I would probably just reactivate my heading bug, switch over to heading mode.
November 6 Kilo
Just line
Bravo,
up a
wind
little bit
110 at 9er, gust 16, runway 5, cleared to land.
Clear to land, runway 5, 36 Kilo Bravo. Alright, green.
And I mean, you see 20, 23 with a gear and 1 notch of flaps gives you somewhere between 95 and 105 depending on the conditions. And once you just have 2 red and 2 white, I'll just disconnect the autopilot and hand fly it in from there.
Alright. Alright. I don't like that we're still so off course, so I'm just gonna disconnect the autopilot.
Sounds good.
And get over there.
Yeah, that trick works really, really well on some runways, and not as well on others.
I mean, that still got me close enough. I'm not like sad about it.
I mean, it gets you close enough that you'll be able to look, and the runway will be right in front of your nose, somewhere between 11 and 1 o'clock.
Alright. Gas, undercarriage down, extra full rich, fuel pump, don't worry about it. Seat belts, we're looking good over there. Alright, so there's 2 white, so I'm going to go back to 18.
And just try and keep those 1,000-foot markers on the same side of the windshield. We look just slightly left of center line to me.
Yes. More of that, there's that crosswind.
Yep.
Alright, we're a little low now.
And we're starting to be a little bit fast, so I would add some more drag.
1, 2, 3.
So we're a little low, a little fast, so just pull the nose up just slightly.
We don't have all the flaps in either.
Work on center line. Flare, keep coming down. Over flare, just let her. You just, that was really great, except you just flared a little bit too much.
Okay. Alright. Ah, she's squirrely.
Yeah.
Over 6 Kilo Bravo, if able, turn right on Delta. If unable, you can make a 180 and then turn left on Delta.
Off on Delta, 326 Kilo Bravo. Thank you with the help on the brakes.
Over 6 Kilo Bravo, contact ground when off.
Over to ground when we're off. 326 Kilo Bravo. Alright.
Are you happy we put ground in?
Yeah. Mansfield ground, this is Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo off on Delta.
Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo, Mansfield ground, runway 5, taxi via Delta Alpha.
Delta Alpha, 326 Kilo Bravo.
Delta Alpha, runway 5, 6 Kilo Bravo.
Off the runway 5, 326 Kilo Bravo. Oh, holy crap, I've never... I just noticed the C-130s over there. I was like, whoa, what the hell?
Kilo Bravo, are you looking for a flight following today?
Negative.
Negative on the flight following. Thank you, though.
Roger, no problem.
Yeah, they have a National Guard base here. All the C-17s ever built were built at, I believe all of them ever were built at the Long Beach Airport in Southern California, where I did all my initial training. So I'd be out there pre-flighting, and then you'll see a C-17 just taxi by. That was the coolest thing ever. There'd be like a guy standing at the door with the door open, he'll wave at you. I talked to an older guy once who used to do the, do reconnaissance flights in a C-130. They would open the back, and there was a way where you like tie yourself in, and you just stand in the back and have these incredible views of jungle and whatnot.
So I have one of my old roommates, he works out in New Mexico, and he works in Albuquerque, and they have Kirtland Air Force Base, and apparently they used to have a whole bunch of jets, because he took me on base, and we drove around, and they had all these, like, I'll call them like, they're like sun hangers. They're just like an overhang. Yeah. And there was none there. He's like, when I first started working out here, they were always full of jets, and you see the jets around all the time, but anymore they've been moving them around, and he hasn't seen them for a couple of years now, but they had so much stuff out there. It was pretty cool. They had like static jump lines. They had a whole bunch of like old helicopters, which they built like frames around, that were up like 20 feet to do like the static line dropping out of the back for like special ops or something.
That's awesome.
They had all kinds of stuff like on the base, and he was like, and there's all kinds of other places I can't take you to, because they do like nuclear weapons stuff there, and I think they do. And so like they had stuff like one of his friends was like moved, like the base is huge, is like all the way to the other side of the base because of the stuff that they were testing. They're like it can't be close to any other buildings, just so like if something bad happens, only those people are affected and or dead.
Yeah. So how'd the flight feel so far? Coming over.
Better, like actually pretty good for not flying since November. Approach was a little bit crappy, but I felt like at least was like on top of things, is like at least semi about when to do things, like pull power, and I wasn't like, I'll be honest, the first one I was pulling power, and I was like, wait, I wasn't paying attention to the manifold pressure, I was thinking of the RPMs. Again, I don't know.
Which I think you made that mistake once before too.
Oh yeah, every time. So
yeah, you just have to get used to remember you do have manifold pressure now.
Right. So I think all I'm going to do is switch tanks.
Sounds like a good idea.
And everything else is pretty much, I feel like we're good to go.
You want to do another pattern here, or do you want to head straight to Marysville?
Well, we could do another pattern here. Let's do that. So I'm not super scratchy sounding. Mansfield Tower, this is Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo at runway 5, ready for takeoff. I'd actually like to stick around the pattern for another landing if we could.
November 326 Kilo Bravo, Mansfield Tower, wind 100 at 10, runway 5, clear for takeoff, make a left or right, close traffic, your discretion.
Left or right, close traffic, our discretion, and clear for takeoff on runway 5, 326 Kilo Bravo. Alright, so prop full in. All the flaps are out. Clearing the pattern. Looking for 71. 2,000 feet. 6. So, lined up at runway 5, full power, a little bit of crosswind, engines green, 96. Flap in the pattern, we still put the flap or gear up.
Yep. Information Lima current altimeter 3002.
302. Alright, we're 107. I did not tap the brakes.
Not end of the roll.
Number 6 Kilo Bravo, give me full stop.
Another full stop, please, yes. 326 Kilo Bravo. Alright, I'm going to do left traffic just because that's normal.
Yep.
We're still climbing, which we need to.
And just look at your engine instruments. We can use 22 for power and altitude.
Okay.
If we were in the Skyhawk right now, I'd request to see if we could do the figure 8 patterns. Have you ever done those before?
I have not done those.
They're a lot of fun. They're just added weights mix, a bunch of complexity right now.
Alright, so I'm gonna dial it back to 23.
Perfect. We can stop climbing too.
Alright.
Number 6 Kilo Bravo, wind 100 at 11, runway 5, cleared to land.
Clear to land, runway 5, 326 Kilo Bravo. Alright. Get the gear down. We got 3 green, we're good there.
Put it back to 20, and then you should be slow enough for the flaps. And I would get the flaps down before you descend, or else you'll start speeding up too much.
Alright. 1, 2, 3. Normal 45 still?
Yep.
Okay. Man, this feels like a really wide pattern though. I mean, it probably is, but
Yeah, it is.
I'm learning.
Nothing wrong with that. I'll just make sure I don't get too low before final.
Yeah. Alright, we're hitting another 10. 1, 2, 3.
I'll probably stop descending until we get on final.
Start that turn, it's got a little bit of wind. I'm terrible at squaring these off.
That's fine. We'll work on it.
So I feel like I always like either turn too early or turn too late.
It just takes practice getting used to this type picture.
Alright.
So yeah, I'll just kind of keep this configuration until we have 2 whites. And then just bring the power back to like 16 or 17, should be fine.
Alright, we still got 10 more to go. 1, 2, 3. sorry, I realized that you said pretty much keep this configuration, and then I completely didn't.
Oh, I mean, adding some flaps was fine, but I was just talking about like the power.
Okay. Those lights are really hard for me to determine, honestly.
I know, me too.
I was like, are those red? Are they white? And then now they're like, okay, those are white. Alright, so we're high and a little fast, but that'll bleed off. Alright, so I need to get back on the center line.
And then just try not to flare as much this time.
Okay.
F3 green. Alright, so just a little bit back pressure. Hold it off for a second, just a little bit more. A little bit more. Hold it like that. That was great.
November 6 Kilo Bravo, turn right on Delta, contact ground 1 off.
Off on Delta, and then we'll contact ground when we're deadly off. 326 Kilo Bravo.
Alright, I really like that one. We got a little low in the pattern. Something else we can do is just keep the power. Once we enter the traffic pattern, we can just bring the power to 20 inches of manifold pressure instead of 23, just to help slow things down a little bit sooner.
Okay. Mansfield ground, this is 326 Kilo Bravo off runway 5 at Delta.
Number 326 Kilo Bravo, Mansfield ground, runway 5, taxi via Delta Alpha.
Delta Alpha to runway 5, 326 Kilo Bravo. Alright, prop pull forward. So do we want to just do another one here?
Yeah, let's just do another one here since it's already 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Plus, I think just the routines of getting patterns in is really beneficial. I'll delete Marysville from the flight plan.
If you want, let me know when you want to fly up to Oshkosh. It might be easier if it's like later in the like a weekend, like Monday or Tuesday, because I gotta put time in early.
Yeah, you know, we should just go up on one of the weekend days because that's when the best air shows are gonna be.
Okay. It might need to be the first weekend then, because
Okay.
I know I've got. Now that I think of it, I know I have a friend who lives up in Michigan who's is having like a housewarming party, and I'm gonna go up there for that weekend of the 19th to 20th, and I think that's the second weekend.
Okay. Yeah, I just need to see because I know the guy who owns the Colt wants to fly up to Oshkosh with his twin. So I just need to see when he's planning on going up. So I'm just kind of planning around that.
All right, or fuel to the right.
I mean, it's an awesome experience flying in.
You know, yeah, I'd love to do it. Extra more flying, cowl flaps out, lights, good to go. Talk to these guys. Ask them for another lap. Mansfield Tower, this is Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo, ready for takeoff on runway 5, and we'd like another lap in the pattern if that's possible. That's possible.
November 326 Kilo Bravo, Mansfield Tower, wind 110 at 9er, runway 5, cleared for takeoff, left or right close traffic, your discretion.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 5, and then we'll make left traffic. 326 Kilo Bravo.
I think today might be the day that the curse is finally lifted.
Of what?
Of every time I fly this airplane, it breaks.
I mean, there's still time in the day.
Knock on wood.
There's still time in the day. All right. We are set with runway 5. Full power. Aileron. Green arc. 60. 71. 96.
Have you been closing the cowl flaps?
They weren't open last lap, so we cooked the engine a little bit.
Okay.
But I opened them this time. I was like, once we got off, I was like, oh, cowl flaps. Alright, we're not gonna land.
And let's just get that propped out back. I mean, you can just...
I'm gonna leave it there at 20 in.
What do you do if you lost your engine right now?
I don't know this plane well enough, but I could try and land over there.
I would head straight for this runway right here.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
November 6 Kilo Bravo, will this be a full stop?
That's affirmative. Another full stop, please. 326 Kilo Bravo.
November 6 Kilo Bravo, roger, wind 100 at 9er, runway 5, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 5, 326 Kilo Bravo.
So let's just bring this back to 20 inches. And we can get the cowl flaps closed now. And let's just get a little bit in front of the airplane this time. We can go ahead and get the gear down. And we're approaching down a beam, so we can also go with the flaps.
1, 2, 3. 105, looking good.
And whenever you're ready to descend, just bring the manifold back to 17. Good for 105.
I'm going to go 18 just because I've been low.
Okay. You said that as you pulled it back to 17.
Well, I was just pulling it and it was just like, that's where it stopped, alright? Have you flown the Colt that much? Like, is it... Like,
I would turn now.
the only reason I'm asking is I can tell that people use their left foot a lot, or their right foot a lot, such that the divot for the right butt cheek is a lot, like, it's less cushy. And that exact thing happened to me on my old car. cushion just got worn away from you using your clutch foot or like your accelerator or whatever, I don't know, and it hurt. Like my butt is like, I'm ready to be out of this plane right now.
Oh really?
Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna give another 10. 1, 2, 3.
So how are we looking at altitude?
Low again.
I would concur.
We got some airspeed, so I'll pitch up a little bit.
Perfect. And did you get the second notch in?
I did. It was kind of.
Yeah, I just physically can't tell from my side.
I've got 20 in.
Look at this. That looks like 2 white and 2 red.
It looks like red to me.
Now, a second ago, it looked like 2 white and 2 red.
All right, let's. See, now that's red. So I'm gonna keep it 18.
If you keep this thing at 500 feet a minute, they're going to stay red.
Alright, I'm going to just do a 20 degree flap landing. Alright, we got 3 green, gas good, undercarriage down, mixture full rich, fuel pump on, and we'll go. God damn, we're still low. Prop full in, make some noise for the neighbors.
Best one yet. Why'd you pull up so much again after you touched down?
I don't know. I honestly thought like we were bouncing.
6 Kilo Bravo, turn right, taxiway Delta, say intentions.
Off on Delta, we'll just taxi back for runway 5, please. 6 Kilo Bravo. God damn.
November 6 Kilo Bravo, roger. Turn right at taxiway Delta, taxi to runway 5 via Delta Alpha.
Delta to Alpha to runway 5, 326 Kilo Bravo. Alright, cow flaps open. Flaps up. I know I probably shouldn't be doing that on the runway, but.
Fine. So I thought that time.
Some things were better, some things were worse.
Okay, good.
What?
No, I didn't. I just noticed the battery was in the yellow, so I wanted to make sure if when we added power, it came back up. And did she just give us taxi instructions?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she was just like, what are your intentions, and then taxi over there, so.
I wasn't listening to the second half.
Like a drunk sailor right now.
November 6 Kilo Bravo, will this be another turn in the pattern?
Oh, let's head back to state.
That's a negative. We'll leave the pattern.
November 6 Kilo Bravo, roger. Did you want flight following? If so, say destination airport.
Let's do flight following now because we're gonna do the approach.
Yeah. Please, we'll take flight following. We're gonna head to Kilo Oscar Sierra uniform KOSU.
November 6 Kilo Bravo, roger that. Thank you.
Talking and driving is hard.
This airplane seems squirrely to you because it's just a lot more reactive than a Skyhawk. And it does what you tell it to do. I've been doing a lot more talking than I think I really need to with you. I'm just trying to set up really good habits
November
right now.
6 Kilo Bravo, squawk 4102 4102.
4102, 326 Kilo Bravo. Did you have to, oh, you hit clear?
By the time I went to go hit clear, I had already emptied out.
I guess we're going to prompt full forward. We'll put the count flaps in. No, we won't. Not until after takeoff. We're on. No, like I think I'm on top of the plane enough that you're talking right now is just reinforcing what I'm thinking of doing. Maybe just like a step ahead of me, which I think is fine.
Yeah, because I feel like every time I say something, I'm like half a step before or half a second before you're about to do it yourself.
Yeah, which is completely fine. It's like the first couple times when you like start talking, like I'm just not up to speed on the plane, so like that's when I'm just like, overload. Really, haven't done this the last couple times. Mixture, lights, turn the nav light back on. Flaps are up. Trim. Back to up 3. Green. Right tank, we'll flip it in flight. Mansfield Tower, this is Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo at runway 5, ready for takeoff.
Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo, Mansfield Tower, wind 110 at 12, proceed VFR on course, runway 5, clear for takeoff.
Proceed on course, runway. Clear for takeoff, runway 5, 326 Kilo Bravo. Alright.
And if you want on the approach back into state, we can just fly it VFR and set everything up, or you can go under the hood if you want to log it.
We are 5, green, looking for 71. We are kind of off already. Up.
I thought they said right on course.
Did they?
And a 36 Kilo Bravo. Did you want that right turn on course or left turn?
November 6 Kilo Bravo, it's your discretion.
6 Kilo Bravo, thanks.
I will do right. Fuck it.
And November 6 Kilo Bravo, contact departure on 124.2. Have a good day.
124.2, 326 Clear Bravo.
November 6 Kilo Bravo, it broke up a little bit. Just want to make sure you got 24.2, 124.2.
124.2, 326 Kilo Bravo.
Roger that, thank you.
Thanks for the help.
Mansfield approach, this is 326 Kilo Bravo.
326 Kilo Bravo, Mansfield departure, radar contact. Proceed on course, direct OSU.
Proceed on course, direct OSU, 326 Kilo Bravo.
So, I I'd recommend just going ahead and doing direct enter. Let's bring your RPMs up a little bit because you always want to make sure that the RPMs are higher than your manifold pressure.
Okay.
So where do we want that magenta diamond?
On top of the guy.
Perfect.
We'll head up to...
Just push it in.
I was thinking altitude.
Oh, okay. First activate.
Heading.
And then...
Alton nav. Plus 500.
And why are you flying heading mode over nav?
Because I don't know how to use autopilot just yet.
Okay. I didn't know if you wanted to do something special.
Alright, cow flaps can go in. 2320. Well, we're not there yet.
And I like to keep the cow flaps open for the whole climb.
Okay. I believe that is on the checklist, so you're ahead of myself.
Look at this correction angle the autopilot just did. That was pretty excessive. And what I do to counteract that sometimes is I'll go in heading mode and I'll just kind of use the heading bug to get it back on course, and then I'll switch over nav. Not all these oscillations.
We're a little hot.
Once we level off, it'll cool down. I climbed out once, this was back when I was like 18, in a Bonanza, and I didn't realize but I left the gear down for like 4,000 or 5,000 feet in the desert when it was 120 degrees outside, and basically the whole flight back the engine was just a little warm. It never wanted to cool down.
So should I actually go over to 125.95 because I feel like that's what they're going to give us when we go in?
You can put it in the standby, yeah.
Well, because I already put state towering, so I was like, are they going to state tower or...
well, we need to stay on 124.2.
Right, but I feel like they would they flip us over to tower, or would they
They'll flip us over to Columbus before we can talk to tower.
Alright, so...
And I would recommend just doing a cruise flow and then going back and verifying the checklist.
Gears up. Alright. Cow flaps. 23. Mixture, they came back. We'll just leave it as she is.
Alright, so we have plenty of time right now. I'm always thinking if I'm not doing anything, then I'm probably doing something wrong. So what could we start setting up?
So we're gonna do fly in the approach?
Unless you don't want to.
Okay, no, that's fine. Well, let's get ATIS first. Brief the plate.
State tower information 23532.
Do it that way.
0 at 9, visibility 10, sky clear. Temperature 24, 2.13, altimeter 2997. Hazardous weather information currently available through flight service or high watch frequency. Visual approaching use landing, departing runways 9 right and left. VFR departures provide ground with on course heading in degrees. Notice the airman taxiway Golf closed. Advise you have Romeo. State tower information, Romeo 2353 Zulu weather, wind 110 at 9, visibility 10, sky clear.
You can do vectors, they'll definitely give us vectors.
All right. 1085. Is there a way to have like a secondary bug so I can put in like 09?
So what you could do is you could sync your heading bug, go heading. You didn't need to hit heading over there. Hit heading over here, and then switch over CDI, and then you can just. And it's automatically going to do all of this when you activate vectors final. So this is kind of redundant.
Okay.
But if you wanted to, then of course 092, and then just go back to CDI, GPS, and back over nav.
Okay. Just approach, climb to 2. We're really not going to need that. We're 123. 123, 125.95, 118. Well, we need the 118.8. And we got 121.7. We can flip to that now. That's taken care of. Down to 2700.
So look at our speed. I was trying to figure out why we're going so slow.
Oh, we found it out.
Well, that's my fault. I should have caught that before we took off.
As should I have.
But you're not the
All right.
flight instructor.
That's true. Still, I hope to be there someday. Alright, so I'm gonna ask this, but I feel dumb. With all that lift, I didn't have to change the trim. Because the autopilot doesn't do the trim, but I feel like we're flying fine, so I feel like I should...
Once you put the autopilot on, it would retrim.
It will trim, okay. Okay, so straight at 2,000.
You know, I was surprised the airplane climbed so well with full flaps.
Well, and I didn't notice it because I still had to hold the nose.
Oh,
well.
no, it wasn't full, it's 20 degrees.
Ah, yeah, that's true. Because I didn't put all 30 in.
Which is a good thing. Which is also why we were rotating so early.
776 Tango Foxtrot.
Sure. Live and learn. Living first is the first step.
Aircraft calling to stay again, please.
776 Tango Foxtrot is calling Mansfield.
76 Tango Foxtrot, go ahead.
We are caravan in the air off of Seneca County going to Worcester, Wayne County. I'd like to have advisories if you have time through your area at 3,500 feet.
76 Tango Foxtrot, Roger, stand by for that code. Number 326 Kilo Bravo, contact Columbus approach 125.905.
Over to 12595, 326 Kilo Bravo. Thanks for your help.
That was clear for the approach, Monarch 1.
And then just check in and tell them you have a request.
Towers 9961, heavy turn rating 240.
Columbus approach, this is 326 Kilo Bravo with you at 4,500 feet. We have a request, please.
Number 326 Kilo Bravo, Columbus approach, altimeter Columbus 2997, say request.
We'd like the ILS 9 right into state, please. 326 Kilo Bravo.
Number 6 Kilo Bravo, expect ILS 9 right approach, Ohio State, verify you have information, Romeo.
That's affirmative on Romeo, 326 Kilo Bravo, and we'll expect 9 right. Thank you.
And you didn't pull the mixture back just because the temps are so close to 14? Right? Or did you just forget about the mixture?
No, I mean, it was in the list, and I was just like,
Yep, that's what I thought.
Like I could, but I feel like I'd be screwing around with the mixture a whole bunch for not a whole bunch. I mean, it's probably good to get in the habit of it, but...
Yeah, I mean, like, realistically, we pull it back.
Number 9961 Heavy, airport, 2 o'clock and 8 miles west in sight.
Our fuel flow's not changing at all.
There it goes.
It was at 15.2 when it started.
Contact State Tower 18.8. Have a good day.
Over to Tower, thanks.
There it dropped. And there it's peaking.
Yep, so, I mean, that's how you're only saving half a gallon.
I mean, I'm not, no one's really, well,
Number 9961 Heavy,
someone's saving it, but I'm still paying by the tag.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, by the Hobbs. We wish you paid by the tag.
It's money out. They're just throwing dollar bills out right now.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, you know it keeps an airplane flying, right?
Yeah. Money, and money.
Columbus approach, envoy 3785, with you at flight level 16,005 with Bravo on the gunny for arrival.
Envoy 3785, Columbus approach, effect factors, visual approach, runway 10 left or 10 right, your choice.
Like vectors for 10 left, sir.
Envoy 3785, roger, expect to left side.
Envoy 3795, expecting 10 left.
So if you're flying an approach like this, obviously since like in real life you'd be an IFR, you could just put this in kind of as guidance just in case ADC is keeping you up too long. You could like say, hey, we'd like to start down now. So the way I would do it is I would just look at 27, so I would go target altitude 2,700 above waypoint, before is fine, and then waypoint you just put fuller in.
Oh, okay.
But this is wrong right now too, because right now it's assuming we're going to go Ohio State and then fuller. So if you wanted it to be more accurate, I mean, there's nothing that says this is technically the right way to do it, but you could just make your heading bug and switch over heading and then like activate approach. But stay on nav right now.
Scout 25, Columbus departure, radar contact, climb maintain 10,000, 10,000.
It's a beautifully hazy night.
You know what, I'll take the haze though, because that means it's not going to be bumpy.
Heading 160, vector approach, descend and maintain 6,000.
That is true.
160.
I never thought of it that way.
For envoy 3785.
I was actually thinking with the winds the way they were, it might be a little bit bumpy, but
yeah,
screw this Bravo, fly heading of 240, vector LS 9 right approach, state.
240 on the heading, 326 Kilo Bravo. So we want, is this the way to do it, or should I have done it?
It doesn't really matter.
And then we want heading.
And they just, what they just give us?
They just give us the heading.
Yeah, so where are they vectoring us?
Out to Fuller, or past Fuller probably, so we get, because they put...
So they're vectoring us to final.
Right. Have a good day.
So is there anything we can activate when they start vectoring us to final?
The approach.
Hit procedure. And then activate vectors final.
Man, that thing's hot.
There it is. And you see, once we activate vectors final, it'll automatically switch over to localizer.
10 right, descend and maintain 10,000, 10,000. Altimeter is 2997.
Have you been to, so you've been to Oshkosh before?
Yep. Yeah, I've flown in Bonanza once maybe, and then I flew. The coolest time was I flew in the Phenom 300, and I was just completely cheating.
I think like, so the very first landing, for my own sake and like for students, I think you need to
25, contact Indy Center 135.
like remind us, it's like, it's not a Skyhawk, you don't need to flare a whole bunch, it's you set your attitude and you just like fly it on the ground.
Yep.
Because I think like, second time around I was like, alright, you just fly it on the ground, kind of like hold the heading, or hold the attitude and you just like pull the power back slowly.
Southwest 142, fighting 310,
exactly.
vector approach.
And then whenever you
3537 Charlie Plymouth.
Whenever you run your descent checklist, just make sure you switch tanks.
Okay.
Envoy 3785 instead of maintain 4,000.
Down to 4,000 whenever it helps field and slide Envoy 3785.
Delta 830 Columbus approach, expect visual approach runway 10 left. Descend maintain 10,000, 10,000. Bonanza 6 Kilo Bravo, traffic is at 11 o'clock and 10 miles northbound, indicating 4,400.
Kilo Bravo's looking for traffic, 326. 11 o'clock.
Med Flight 3 approach.
It can't be that guy because they say it's
25.
44.
Med Flight 3, radar contact position, altitude checks, altimeter is 2997, proceed direct Riverside.
Alright, let's turn the landing light on.
Southwest 142, descend on 5 discretion, maintain 6,000. Delta 830, turn left, heading at 350.
I still don't see him. He's climbing. He's like 5 miles out.
Med Flight 3, traffic 12 o'clock, 5
He's not
miles
gonna be
maneuvering,
fast.
1 Charlie
Yeah,
Papa,
fast,
helicopter,
but-
1,300 towers, working them right at the moment. Med Flight 3, you can contact tower 132.7.
Yeah, he's climbing. Although he is kind of like, he's crossing right in front of us.
Should be right in front of our
5905, 10,000 with Bravo.
We got 5905,
Oh, there he is.
Columbus approach, spec vectors, visual approach, runway 10.
Oh, I got him.
10 right, your
Yeah,
choice.
he's just a
Yeah,
dot above the cloud layer.
Sorry, we're parking Charlie 53, I forgot. Brickyard 5905.
We got 5905, roger flight, present heading, vector visual approach, runway 10 left.
Present heading for 10 left, Brickyard 5905.
Envoy 3785, cleared visual approach, runway 10 left.
Cleared visual for the 10 left, Envoy 3785.
Bonanza 6 Kilo Bravo, traffic's no factor.
Departure, good evening, Brickyard 4480, 2.5, climbing 5,000.
We've got 4480, Columbus departure, radar contact, climb, maintain 10,000, 10,000.
10,000, Brickyard 4480.
Delta 830, turn left, heading at 320. Envoy 3785, tower 132.7, have a good night.
327, Envoy 3785.
So if they cleared us to intercept the localizer,
Kilo Bravo, turn 10 degrees left.
10 degrees to the left, 326 Kilo Bravo.
Figured 4480, turn left direct gives.
Left direct.
so if they just cleared us for the localizer but not the approach,
30, descend on 5 discretion,
what would you arm?
1,000.
they turned us in. We're on heading mode. They turned us in to intercept the localizer.
5,000.
But not, we weren't clear of the approach yet.
I don't know how to do it, but I feel like we could have
Nope. So what you would want to do is...
back to
we could just act... it would be on heading mode, arm nav, so that it intercepts the localizer. And then once we're clear for the approach, then we can hit approach mode, and then the airplane will descend.
Okay.
Air 4480, contact Indy Center 124.45. Have a good night.
2445, Brickyard 4480, good night.
How many hours do you think it'd take us to get to Oshkosh?
I'm gonna run a flight plan either tonight or tomorrow morning and see. Because that's the other thing, is if it takes 8 hours to get there, then it doesn't make sense.
Because that honestly was going to be my guess. I was like 7 to 8. Well, I don't know. How fast do you think the Colt goes?
100 miles per hour. But well, like, it might take, I'm hoping it takes like 3 hours. 3 to 4 hours would be nice.
I guess because we're going contrary to the winds, most likely, I'd guess 4 to 5. But we could still see some cool shit. We could do like the VFR corridor across Chicago, like all that fun stuff.
We might just have to leave really early that morning because we would want to get in while you're still allowed to fly into Oshkosh.
Southwest 147, turn left heading at 280 to maintain 4,000.
Because I'd say if it's less than 3 hours each way, we should try and do it in one day. If it's more than that, we would probably want to spend the night.
142 heading of 280, set to maintain 4,000.
Just camp on the field. All right, so if we're say we're gonna do it, what all do we need to get in?
6 Kilo Bravo, descend and maintain VFR 3,000.
Descend and maintain 3,000 VFR, 3 Kilo Bravo. All right, so
Southwest 142, affirmative. You should be number 1 for runway 10 right.
Do you know why I wasn't letting you hit both at the same time?
No.
Because we didn't put a new reference for it to level off.
Okay, so we want now alt. All right, so we will move to the other tank. Power as required, and then we can pull that back up.
Just bring it back to 20.
Okay.
I used to say keep it at 23 and every 1,000 feet just bring it back a little bit. But I mean, there's no point on that. You're only getting an extra 5 or 10 knots, and it's just so much easier to put it back to 20. Don't think about it too much.
Okay.
Or keep your speed better.
I was gonna go full rich now. Just get ahead. Go.
Close departure. Good evening, Commander. 4940 Whiskey, just off OSU 1,400, climbing 3,000, turning 050.
Commander 4940 Whiskey, call departure, radar contact, climb maintain 6,000.
6,000, Commander 40 Whiskey.
Southwest 142, descend and maintain 3,000 on base turn for you about 3 miles. Delta 830, turn left heading at 280. Commander 40 Whiskey, turn left heading 360.
Left 360, Commander 40 Whiskey.
Southwest 142, turn right heading at 010.
Alright, so once we're cleared to intercept, how do I get that over here?
So right now we have everything on the GPS is activated. And I mean, since it's not less, we don't really even technically activate anything over here. So once they clear for the approach, just hit approach mode on the GPS.
Southwest 142, cleared visual approach, runway 10 right.
I think he said that for us. Close approaches 3 Kilo Bravo. Could you repeat? I think
Number 326 Kilo Bravo, did not have a transmission for you. You're still on present heading vector for the ILS 9, right? All the last 4 or 5 transmissions have been for other aircraft.
Okay, thank you, sorry.
Southwest 142, Tower 132.
Sorry, I thought he said Kilo Bravo.
No worries. There's Marysville.
Columbus departure TBM 4920 Yankee through 2000, climbing 5000 on the left turn 360.
Aircraft 5905, turn left heading 120, intercept the 10 left localizer.
Left to 120, intercept the local for 2 and left, Brickyard 5905.
4920 Yankee, Columbus departure, radar contact, climb maintain 8000.
8000 now, 4920 Yankee, thanks.
Commander 40 Whiskey, turn left heading at 270.
Left 270, Commander 40 Whiskey.
Aircraft 5905, establishing localizer, reports 12 o'clock and 12 miles of in sight.
Yeah, it's inside, Brickyard 5905.
Aircraft 5905, clear visual approach, runway 10 left.
Clear visual 10 left, Brickyard 5905.
Delta 830, descend to maintain 4000.
They might be bringing us in behind
Commander
this guy.
40 Whiskey, whenever you're able, you can proceed on course march.
On course march, 40 Whiskey, thank you.
TBM 20 Yankee, proceed on course.
On course approved, 4920 Yankee, thanks.
Aircraft 5905, you have traffic to follow you, no slower than 170 knots until 5 miles out. Contact Tower 132.7, you have a good night.
No slower than 170 to 5, over to Tower 327, good night, Brickyard 5905.
Number 6 Kilo Bravo, turn left heading 180.
Left 180, 326 Kilo Bravo.
Just remind me when you want to have your gear down in 10 degrees of flaps.
3 miles out. I have a... Alright.
Here, so let's just talk it through it this time. So basically, you're going to set it up just like how you would with a Skyhawk, with putting the flaps in and just getting stabilized prior to the final approach fix. So on an ILS, just 1 dot, and on a non-precision 2 miles prior.
Okay. So once we get close enough, this guy's going to take over and start turning us in.
No, not unless we activate approach mode.
Delta 830.
So what's probably going to happen is they're probably going to give us a turn heading of 120, and step to the final approach course, cleared ILS runway 9 right. So at that point, heading 120, and we come in and hit approach,
Okay.
and it'll fly the airplane into the ground if we don't do anything.
Delta 830, airport out of the turns, 2 o'clock, 9 miles, 5 in sight. Delta 830, cleared visual approach, runway 10 left.
They'll turn us any second.
Number 6 Kilo Bravo is 10 miles from Ohio State. Turn left to heading 100, 3,000 feet to establish localizer, cleared ILS 9 right approach.
110 on the heading, cleared for ILS 9 right approach. 36 Kilo Bravo.
Number 6 Kilo Bravo, I was late on that turn. You're not going to make it on the 110. Continue the left turn to a heading of 070, 3,000 until established, cleared ILS 9 right approach.
070 until established for ILS 9 right approach. We'll get back on this course.
Just
Delta
hit
830,
approach.
Tower 132.7, have a good night. Cap
And it'll
915,
stabilize
Columbus approach, altimeter 299.7.
So if we look over here right now, this is right here is called the scoreboard.
Okay.
And whenever I reprogram the GPS, I always verify this is exactly what I want. So we can see we're in nav approach mode.
Okay.
And then right now we're in altitude hold, but we have the glide slope on.
6 Kilo Bravo, contact State Tower 18-8, have a good night.
Over to 18-8, 326 Kilo Bravo, thanks for your help. State Tower, this is Bonanza 326 Kilo Bravo, inbound on the ILS 9 right with Romeo, full stop.
Yeah, Bravo Tower, runway 9 right, clear to land.
9 right, clear to land, 36 Kilo Bravo.
State Tower, helicopter 130 Bravo, uniform, north ramp information, Romeo, north departure towards Delaware.
Helicopter 0 Bravo, uniform tower, proceeds request use caution departure for non-movement area, be at your own risk. Wind check is 090 at 6.
Alright, glide slope's live.
North departure from that 130 Bravo, uniform.
Now these are nice lights, because I feel like we've already got one white.
Oh, I know, it's so much better. Alright, 1 dot deflection.
Alright, so 10 degrees.
Wait, no.
We want to go, wait, let's rate, we want to go 120, so...
So, what type of drag could we put out to slow the airplane down? And since we're descending, let's bring the power back to 17. You want to try and get all this done before we start descending, or else sometimes it's really hard to get below the flap speed. So just leave, don't bring it back anymore, just right there. Okay, we're below our flap speed, so let's get those flaps in.
1, 2, 3. Comes, which you kind of already did. Undercarriage down. Mixture roll ridge. Not touching the prop yet. Got decent power. Already switched tanks. On the left tank, which is good.
Alright. Think of how easy a instrument check ride would have been in like a Cirrus or something like that, where you might only have one hand flown approach.
It's just, there's no point to it. It's just like, it's a flying, it's like one of those self-driving cars. Like, there's no point to it. Like, you're not doing anything.
And then partial panel, you still have all of these and a compass.
Which is scary, which is probably why there's the Cirrus driver effect.
Yep. I mean, it seems really easy. It would be really easy for us, but I mean, someone who's only flown the Cirrus and is so used to just always flying approaches, hand-flown approaches must be really difficult for them.
Yeah. I still try and go. I've actually started going back to the simulator and doing them just because I'm past due and everything, and it's not hard, but it's still like, if I take like one of the instruments away, I'm still okay, but I'm definitely a lot less solid. But it's still like, if you're going from glass or fully automated to actually having to fly, you just call the undertaker and tell him to meet you at the airport.
Yep.
Because at that point, it's just, can you land the plane?
Yeah.
It's not anything else.
You go from a stabilized approach to disconnecting the autopilot and staying stabilized for the last 200 feet.
Right. Alright, so over the river, I will put another 10 degrees in. Does that sound decent?
Yeah. Yeah, because what I usually do with flying instruments in this airplane is, once I break out and I'm visual, then I just start adding more flaps.
1, 2, 3.
Here you go.
So does autopilot disconnect with like 200 feet to go, or you said it'll fly to the ground, so you have to like disconnect.
Aircraft Sierra, current altimeter 2997.
Alright.
I mean, our speed's right on point. Once you hit autopilot disconnect and have that last snatch of flaps, we'll slow down right to 85. Perfect.
Alright. 1, 2, 3.
Back to like about 15. A little more flare. Oh. You flared a little bit too much at first, but then you ended up having a great landing.
Francis Still Bravo, turn right Delta Alpha, park monitor ground point 7.
Off on Delta to Alpha, and then monitor ground to 0.7 after we're off. 326 Kilo Bravo.
Air 6 Kilo Bravo, turn right Delta Alpha, park monitor ground point 7.
Right, Delta Alpha, park monitor ground point 7, thanks for help. 6 Kilo Bravo. You responded to him.
Right. Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh, you hit the
I had the autopilot because my finger was on it.
Well, you definitely disconnected the autopilot. State FBO, 36 Kilo Bravo.
Aircraft calling OSU.
Yeah, 36 Kilo Bravo. Could we please get an airplane filled to the tabs and push back to the hangar? In the hangar.
Fuel to the tabs and push back into the T hangar for 326 Kilo Bravo.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Alright, one last thing. I missed the prop.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't, I don't know. For a go-around, that's a big, probably.
Yep.
Bigger
Yeah, so I mean, there are two reasons why we push in the prop. One, it slows the airplane down. And two, you needed full all-in on the go-around. I find students miss the prop a lot of times on approaches, but not when they're just flying visual. I mean, I think that's because there's so much to do in that last 200 feet.
I was surprised I remembered to, like, aft gumps. I was like, alright, gumps check really quick.
So I'm really happy with today's flight.
I am surprised at how well it turned out, seeing as how I haven't flown this plane since November.
Yeah. I mean, it could not have gone better, really, in my eyes.
Yeah. Guess I don't really, whatever.
Can I see your pen for a second?
Sure. 43697. And 865.
Let's just wait till we shut the engine off. Might click over, probably won't.